Thanks for joining us today. I'm Brooke Hash. Today marking 2 years since the Supreme Court jolted the legal status quo with a ruling that overturned Roe v. Wade, ending many abortion services across the country in many parts. And within months before the presidential election, the likely candidates are out in full force on this topic. ABC's Em Nguyen is in Washington.
Today marks 2 years since the fall of Roe v. Wade, the Supreme Court ending the constitutional right to an abortion.
We're against extremism.
In a new ad, the Biden campaign blasting former President Trump for bragging about appointing 3 of the 5 conservative justices who helped overturn Roe.
Decades of progress shattered just because the last guy got 4 years in the White House.
Biden's campaign just days before the first presidential debate, focusing on abortion rights as a key election issue.
If we have the trifecta, the House, the Senate, and the White House, then we are going to make Roe versus Wade law of the land again.
Former President Trump again taking credit this weekend for the fall of Roe, the 1973 landmark case. But Trump insists he doesn't support a national abortion ban, saying the choice should be up to each state.
The people will decide, and that's the way it should be. The people are now deciding.
Abortion rights issues already on the November ballot in at least 4 states and potentially on the ballot in another 12. And as early as this week, the Supreme Court may weigh in again on abortion rights. It's a case on whether a federal law on emergency care protects access to abortion when a woman's life is at risk. Em Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
Now let's break down where things stand here in Kentucky and Indiana, starting with Kentucky, which still has one of the strictest trigger laws in the country. Here in the Bluegrass State, it's illegal to get an abortion unless it's needed to protect the mother's life. That is the sole exception right now. Patients are required to make 2 trips, one for an in-person counseling session and then 24 hours later for the abortion. Patients must also receive an ultrasound, even if it's medically unnecessary. Plus, you have to receive your abortion medication in person because Kentucky bans the use of telehealth. Hadley's Law was filed just last session in an attempt to add exceptions for survivors of rape and incest, women with non-viable pregnancies, and pregnant women dealing with health complications. That bill is named after Hadley Duvall, an Owensboro native who was raped by her stepfather and had a miscarriage as a 7th grader. She's been an outspoken advocate against the state's ban, especially during this last election cycle. Well, just last week, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in favor of keeping the abortion drug mifepristone available for women under current FDA guidelines. And keep in mind, it could rule this week on another case regarding abortion rights focused on whether a federal law on emergency care protects access to abortions at hospitals when a woman's life is at risk. Now focusing on Indiana, the state law there allows exceptions for rape, incest, and situations where the baby's life is at risk. The most recent challenge to the abortion laws came from Planned Parenthood, and that case is ongoing. Looking ahead, tomorrow, the Jefferson County Public School Board is planning to vote on its transportation plan with TARC. That plan includes contracting up to 70 TARC drivers to work for the district. The goal to help alleviate JCPS's bus driver shortage. At the same time, the Transit Authority is facing potential layoffs due to service cuts. The school district says the goal is to restore some of the bus routes it initially cut for magnet school families, but we are still anticipating close to 15,000 students without bus service at the start of the new school year. A pawn shop on Dixie Highway looks to be a total loss after an early morning fire. Take a look. Shively Fire was called to Wholesale Gems near the Dixie Food Mart shortly after 1 o'clock this morning. One firefighter was transported to a local hospital for observation due to minor injuries. All other searches were negative, and fire officials are still trying to find out how that fire began. A Shelbyville man is now behind bars after a deadly shooting. Shelby County Sheriff's deputies arrested 32-year-old Michael Hunt. Police said on Friday night around 9 o'clock in the Cropper area of Shelby County, they found a woman shot dead. Another woman was suffering life-threatening injuries. Hunt is charged with 1 count of murder, a count of attempted murder. He is being held at the Shelby County Detention Center. A Louisville club owner voluntarily closed the doors after a mass shooting this weekend that killed 1 person and injured 7 others. Metro Police say it happened Saturday morning outside Club H2O there on West Broadway in the Russell neighborhood. Now, H2O management did release a statement after this weekend's shootings, saying we want to express our heartfelt condolences and unwavering support to the families affected by this senseless act of violence. Our thoughts and prayers are with them during this difficult time. And they went on to say they will fully cooperate with the investigation and any necessary measures to bring justice to those affected by this tragedy. Our Taylor Woods takes a closer look at reaction from the community.
A night out in the Russell neighborhood quickly took a turn when shots rung out early Saturday morning. Several people were hanging out at H2O Lounge on West Broadway when Louisville Metro Police say 8 people were shot.
We always hear about how those good times turn into total nightmares.
LMPD found 40-year-old Joseph Bowers of Indianapolis dead outside the nightclub. One other person was taken to U of L hospital with life-threatening injuries. In a statement, Louisville Metro Alcoholic Beverage Control said, quote, "The incident at the Club H2O is currently under investigation by LMPD and Louisville Metro ABC. They went on to say the owner of H2O Lounge has temporarily closed the business in light of public safety concerns and to allow the establishment to mourn the loss of their employee.
Unfortunately, it's the same redundant conversation that we have to revisit.
Community activist Christopher 2X of 2X Game Changers is tired of the gun violence. He can only imagine the pain Bowers' family is feeling. 2X says the worst call a family can receive is being notified from LMPD's homicide unit that their loved one has been killed.
It takes on another level of grief that is indescribable for that particular family who's not necessarily from Louisville.
Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg took to X posting, "Last night's mass shooting makes it painfully clear that we must do more to stop the gun violence that is plaguing our city. LMPD is working hard to apprehend those responsible." He's also asking witnesses to contact LMPD. Police do not have a motive in this shooting. At the end of the day, 2X says there is no win in hurting someone else.
Retaliatory, actions behind this, it just causes more unspeakable pain. The ripple effect is real.
Taylor Woods, WHAS11 on your side.
Police still do not have any suspects at this time, so anyone with information is asked to call that anonymous tip line 574-LMPD. You can also use the department's online portal. Today, the YMCA is hosting a second safety round water clinic. It kicked off the series Saturday at the Southeast Family YMCA. Those clinics are free and meant to help children and families learn swim techniques to stay safe around all bodies of water this season.
So we've seen an increase in drownings over the last couple of years, and we're really trying to fight that during the summertime. So we know a lot more people are wanting to enjoy vacation, go in the ocean, the lakes, the water. We live near a river, we're in a river city. So we're just trying to encourage families to be more safe around water and have that tools that they need to continue to be safe.
Today's clinic is at the Oldham County YMCA at 6:30. Those continue every Monday and Wednesday through July 10th. And then there are upcoming clinics on July 13th. We have all of those dates and details and that link to register right now on our WHAS11.com homepage. Hurricane Bay over at Kentucky Kingdom is open for the summer season, and it is the perfect spot to cool off from today's heat. And that's where we find our meteorologist Reed Yaden, who is out there with our photojournalist Jessica Farley, soaking in the sun. I hope you got your sunscreen out there, Reed.
Okay, we are looking at, you see people on the roller coaster. Busy afternoon here at Kentucky Kingdom at Hurricane Bay. And we are going to be talking about coming up in weather, rain chances. Yep, we got a humidity to break, but we've got some rain chances on the way. And we will be dealing with those when we give you our full forecast. Right now, here's a look at the Kentucky Lottery jackpot totals. The Mega Millions, $97 million. The Powerball, $84 million.